break with me. Woo! Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. How are you today? Today I'm here with a get ready with me, which you know what that means. Go get a snack, a breakfast, get on the treadmill for 2 hours because it's gonna be a long one. Today I am getting ready and I'm actually really excited because I'm getting ready to go to a meeting at the Match.com headquarters, which I mentioned in a previous get ready with me. So I want to make sure Mama's looking fly. I'm actually going to do a vlog of the, I guess, behind the scenes tour and kind of what happens there. So you guys will definitely get a little sneak peek into that. But for now, let's go ahead and get started. So for primer, my skin's pretty okay right now. So I think I'm going to go in with the... I kind of want to do a really light foundation look. I don't know what's going on with me lately, but I'm just not really digging too much foundation. You know what I mean? Like, I just want my skin to breathe. I just want to do some nice... Is that going to work? You guys know when you have like 2.5 hairs, any little thing you put in them, any little clip, anything, it creates a dent, a crimp. It's just horrible. So, look it, it's not even holding. I went to Daiso the other day with my mom. She was here visiting. And we got a bunch of little knick-knacky stuff. These clips being one of them. I thought they would be a good idea to kind of pin my 2 hairs back while I put on foundation and stuff. So far they're not working. So I'm taking the Bye Bye Pores primer from IT Cosmetics. And I'm going to apply that. The pump is kind of tricky because I feel like a lot of product comes out. Anyway, so I have to go to the, okay, maybe I'm a little rough in life. I have to go to the Match.com headquarters for kind of like a collaboration that I'm working on with them. I'm really excited because when I got this opportunity, I already knew that Match was here in Dallas, like their headquarters office is here in Dallas. I actually didn't know that. A friend of mine told me. And so I was like, wow, they're local. So how can we do something like really fun together? And actually, guys, I'm heading over today around lunchtime. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I kind of want to do this, like, the idea that I have in my head is to kind of demystify online dating. You know what I mean? And so maybe ask some questions that we're all wondering, like, is online dating safe? You know, the stigma's kind of worn off of online dating now. I feel like maybe 10 years ago, you could never tell anyone that you met your significant other online. But now it's like one of the only ways to meet someone because everyone is so busy and consumed in their own day-to-day lives. But since it's something that's so common now, maybe things like how we can make our profiles a little bit more, what's the word? Like, okay, rewind, rather. If you do videos on YouTube, or you guys follow a lot of people like on Instagram and stuff like that, you guys know how there's tags. Sorry, I keep looking over because my phone is vibrating. And so there's tags, and tags make you searchable. So I wonder if there's that same sort of concept when it comes to online dating. Are there ways to make your profile, and I don't mean more searchable in the way that you put keywords and then you come up, but rather more appealing. So you obviously don't want to lie about who you are, but there are some ways to maybe articulate certain things so that it's more understandable, or that someone would be more likely to reach out or be interested, like, or rather maybe something that could backfire. Like, here's an example, and this might horrify some of you, but it's like the real deal in the dating world right now, in the online dating world. I've stumbled a lot of profiles, and I think it has a lot to do with regionally, you know, because I am in Texas. I'll stumble a lot of profiles that come up as suggestions, like, oh, hey, we think you'd be a good match with this person. I'm using the BECCA Backlight primer filter. So, hey, Dani, we think you'll be a good match with this person. And then I'll go to their profile, and, you know, they're hunters. And it's not like, oh, they're wearing camo, they're hunters, like they're hunters. And so for me, it's like, no thanks. I don't judge you for your personal choice, but I do not want to have any participation in that. So yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited, but I kind of want to make this video so that it's useful. You guys know how I am. I'm such a geek. I want to make sure that anything that I do or produce is at least entertaining, but if I can get something useful out of it or educational, why not, right? Okay, so for my face, I'm going to use the Makeup Forever HD or Ultra HD, and then the Naked Skin One and Done. Typically, I would just use this one, but because I'm going to be out and about, and I'll probably do, well, not probably, I am going to be doing some vlogging. I want to throw this one in there so you guys think my face is filtered. Hence all the primers that I just layered on. So I'm going to take more pumps of this than this, and then I'm going to mix them together and then beauty blender them on my face. Oh, actually, I forgot the corrector. You guys, I really need to try some new correctors. So if you guys can leave me some, where's my brush? Oh man, I can't find my always brush, my OG brush, the one I always use. So I'm going to use this one from It Brushes for Ulta. Synthetic brush. Always a synthetic brush with these cream correctors. So if you guys can leave me some recommendations for good correctors. I've tried the Bobbi Brown one, which is holy grail for a lot of people. I actually don't prefer it. I didn't like it. It's not awful. It wasn't my preference. It wasn't something that I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to keep this forever and it's going to become a staple. Like you guys have noticed with my Tarte and with the Eve Pearl Duo Salmon. And you know, the funny thing is that I kind of feel conflicted because as a beauty lover, I'm like, well, I kind of don't want to search for another corrector because these are my favorites. You know, these are my tried and trues. I know they work. I like them. I like how they show up on pictures. I like how they show up on my videos. Like, they actually work. They're easy to use. So I'm like, why do I want to try new ones? But then as a content creator or a beauty vlogger, I'm like morally obligated to. So I have to keep trying new products, you know, so I can make new recommendations, because I feel like eventually you guys are gonna, you know, basically memorize all my get ready with me's because I'm using the same products over and over. Albeit, most of you guys watch it because I say the most random BS known to man, and it's entertaining for you guys. But we like to know a little bit about the beauty community. You guys, right? Okay, so I'm going to take some of the Makeup Forever. I don't even know if this is my color. I just wanted to use a darker shade because the one that's actually my color is a little light right now. I don't know. What if I have a mask later? I'm going to be all trying to be fancy at the Match offices with my foundation mask. Whatever, you guys. Yellow, right? So let me mix this up and then apply it to my face. So I'm gonna bump this on my skin with my damp beauty blender. And if you guys haven't tried the One and Done, I think you guys would really enjoy it if you are a fan of, say, like the It Cosmetics CC Cream or the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue. It's kind of a similar product, so it's a lightweight foundation type product with skincare benefits and sun protection, which you guys know I love. So you guys wanna hear some tea? This online dating community has thrust me upon many hilarious, uncomfortable, unusual, or exciting situations with the gentlemen suitors that are available within my 40-mile radius. And the other day, I actually stumbled upon someone that had a little stint on reality TV within dating community online TV, if you get my drift. I like to be really considerate of people's privacy, you know, just like I appreciate my privacy a lot. I want to be considerate of others' privacy, but you guys, it was weird. So yeah, you know, when you see someone and you kind of have certain expectations or imagine how they're kind of gonna be, but then you actually communicate with them like one-on-one communication and you're like, judge my silence. Yeah, so that was, I don't know, it's a little disheartening. There was a little disillusionment happening. Not like, oh my god, I liked him or anything. I just, you kind of have an idea of how this person would be in your head from seeing them on TV, and then you're like, oh my god, it was weird. I mean, it definitely, it kind of feels like a sunburn, you know what I mean? It's kind of lame when it happens, a little painful while it's happening and while you're enduring it, but then you look back and you're like, yeah, that was kind of fun. It makes for a good story to tell, you know what I mean? Like, it makes for a really good story to tell eventually after the sunburn turns into a badass tan. So, I don't know, it was very interesting. Needless to say, I kind of struggling this new stage in my life. And I don't mean struggling like, oh boo-hoo, woe is me, online dating sucks. No, it's not like that. It's just, you know, gotta crank up that like crazy filter. Okay, I'm gonna put on some of the Je ne sais quoi chapstick, which apparently had some lip liner on it. That's nice. Give me a little extra rosy touch. Then I'm going to put on Urban Decay's Enigma Primer Potion. It is just a cool toned eyelid primer. It's kind of nice. It's one of my favorites, but it's definitely not Holy Grail status. I actually like it just because the proceeds of this primer go to Wendy, the owner and founder of Urban Decay. She has this like massive foundation to help women globally, and so the proceeds of this eyeshadow primer go to help that foundation. So it's a good primer. I mean, look at, you could tell on camera how much it cancels out, but just primer potion in general, even though it's a good primer, it's not my favorite formula, but it's good. It's definitely Holy Grail status to a lot of people. I feel like with my eye cream, it's not the best combo, you know? For concealer, I'm just going to use a couple of dabs or drops or little spots of Shape Tape. Although you guys know I'm a fan of highlighting, I also don't want to cake on too much product. I'm just going to do a little light, a little bit, it's kind of a teaspoon under each eye now of concealer. And I'm going to bump that out with my Beauty Blender. I feel like I'm forgetting to tell you something really exciting or important, and I can't remember what it is. What is it? Oh, you know what? The other day I got a comment in, where was it? In a video. It was a comment in a video, and it was like, hey Dani, you know, I know you don't talk too much about your private or personal life, but I was wondering if you could share some tips on how you don't get stressed or overwhelmed, especially with, you know, single mom, 2 kids, 4 dogs, job, whatever. And she was like, maybe you could do a video on that. I wouldn't do an exclusive video on that because I'm not a pro or an expert in any walk of life. Like literally, I'm not even semi-good at, you know, anything in life. I like to learn about things, and I like to work hard and expand my horizons, but I'm definitely not an expert in anything. But I would certainly love to share like what I do and stuff like that. But bottom line is I do get overwhelmed, and I do get super stressed, and I do get burnout about twice a year. Like, I mean, massive burnout where I literally cannot move. But you usually can tell because I like vanish off social media for about a week. So how do I not get stressed? I do, and I feel like that's something that you have to kind of embrace first. You have to just admit it to yourself that it will happen and it's okay. And you're allowed to have your off days, and you're allowed to be sad, and you're allowed to feel overwhelmed and like the walls are closing in on you. You're allowed to all those feelings. What you shouldn't be allowed to do and what you can do, and you have to remain strong, is unpacking and living there. Don't get so overwhelmed where you just can't come back from it, because people need you. You know, you need you, and you can't pour from an empty cup. So things that I like to do, and I feel like this is something that I really learned the hard way after having my first son, is doing things for myself. And I remember when I got started on social media, I was very vocal about motherhood and how difficult it is, and how I had to do things for myself and kind of turn that part off for little minutes a day just to kind of recharge my batteries. And I used to get a lot of heat for it, like I'm a bad mother and stuff like that. You know how people talk out of turn without really knowing or having context or really fully understanding maybe what you're trying to say. And I was having this conversation with my mom the other day about motherhood. And I feel like way too many people, way too many women are scared to admit that it's one. There goes my brush. You guys know I like to throw things when I'm feeling a little soapboxy. I feel like motherhood is one of those things that is still taboo to talk about, and not a lot of women feel comfortable or safe enough to say it sucks sometimes, it's lonely, it's not glamorous, it's depressing, it's sad, you're angry a lot of the times. It's kind of one of those things you can't prepare for in any regard. You know, it's the most beautiful feeling in the world. Just when you think like, oh, you know, I know what love is. Whoa, no, you become a mom and it's like, wow, this is a new kind of other level type of love. There's an account on Instagram that I follow. It's called Unicorn Moms. And I find myself with all their posts being like, yes, yes. You know, because so many times a day you feel like you're just not getting there. Like you're just not good enough. Like you're not accomplishing anything. It's like you're going against the grain, the wind, the current. It's just, it's hard. And so it's very difficult to not get stressed or overwhelmed. You know, there's no book, there's no education, there's no manual that you can read on how to become a parent. Sure, there's plenty of manuals on how to change a diaper, and there's plenty of manuals on how to bottle feed and how to help a colicky baby, and there's guides on how to parent successfully. But actually being a parent every day is super, super, super difficult. So I like to continuously remind myself that I am not just a mother. You know, I'm not just a chef and a taxi driver and a self-help coach and a boo-boo kisser and a dog poop picker-upper. Like, my life is so much more than that. And so throughout the day, I have to kind of remind myself of things that I'm looking forward to, aside from spending time with my wonderful boys. You know, things that will kind of take me out of that moment for a second when I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, or like I'm not being good enough, or like I'm not successful, or like I'm struggling, especially like on days where my boys are being fussy or difficult, or I just can't get through or get them to really listen. Those are the days where it really tries my patience. Not to mention that you add on my job, you know, mortgages, 4 dogs. Just making it all work can be kind of daunting and overwhelming. Simple things that I like to do, and this might sound totally ridiculous, but I like to have snacks that feel like a hug to me. You guys are gonna judge me because you're like, well, Dani, you're a nutritionist, so like you should be eating fruits and vegetables all day, right? I always get judged for that. Like, oh, well, if you're a nutritionist, like, why do you like Coke so much? Listen, I know how to eat and what to eat, but I still like to treat myself, you know? And there are shortcuts that you can have there are shortcuts that you can have in other areas of your diet. So to help with my stress, I do keep fun snacks around, not like by Costco size, but I do keep snacks that kind of help me relieve stress, whether it's like my favorite crunchy chip or like a chewy spicy like tamarind type Mexican candy. Stuff that is like nostalgic and stress relieving for me. Stress relieving, holy moly. These ESL moments are just getting me, huh? Yeah, so are my brows even? Let me see. Yeah, I think they look okay. I can't see because my camera is like kind of weird. Yeah, so, you know, kind of detaching myself from moments, you know, reminding myself of something that I have looked forward to, maybe a project that I'm working on, or some social plans that I've made and I get to go to, like that rock concert that I went to. Keeping snacks that make me happy, listening to my favorite music. And I mean, like, find that CD or that song or create a playlist that really makes you happy and play it. Play it a lot and all the time. And any chance that you get to play music, have it playing. And you'll notice that it gives you sort of like, it gives you sort of an escape to what's happening. I don't think I've used this one in a bit. Should we use this one? This one? Let's try it. So, you know, your favorite music kind of gives you that escape. I've noticed what happens to me now is I'll have my favorite music like on a playlist and I'll play it on my little Bluetooth speaker, and then when I get in the car, it's also playing in the car. And so now my boys kind of sing along with it. So it's turned into like a thing that we enjoy together. Another thing that's actually really relaxing, and it's actually something that I can enjoy with my sons, is after dinner, we usually play tag or chase each other around the house. But if the weather's nice or weather permitting, I take them outside into our neighborhood with a giant black trash bag and I make them pick up trash. I know, I know that's gonna make me sound awful, like, oh my God, child labor, but I feel like they're out, they're burning energy, we're out, we're getting our vitamin D, we're doing exercise, and I'm making them responsible citizens, you know what I mean? I'm making them contributing members of society. We come back, we're exhausted, and we have a full bag of trash, and they're so proud of themselves. Another thing that we do together, and it's a big stress reliever for me, is we like to listen to music when we come home. So we come home from school, we turn on music. I need to like talk and do because I feel like this video is going to be very long. And so we come home, I think I'm going to use this one because I want to do sort of like an orangey terracotta bronzy eye look. Actually, no, I'll use Sunbasque from MAC. I haven't used that one in a while. So we come home from school and I don't like to turn on the TV right away. So we come home from school, we play, we do homework, read or whatever. I turn on the music, we eat dinner, we do whatever we need to do. And this whole time music is playing, right? And then after dinner, I always ask them if they want to have a dance party. And this totally is like Lifetime movie. Like I said, it totally sounds like Lifetime movie, but you'd be surprised like how into it they get. I mean, they have the dance moves of their mother, which is not a good thing, but it's super fun. You know, you burn energy, you kind of jump around, you dance, it's fun. I don't know, like you kind of bond, relax, de-stress at the same time. You're kind of exercising a little bit. Well, I guess it depends on how you dance. So it's really weird cardio for me. Really awkward cardio for me. But yeah, like I said, at the end of the day, you can't pour from an empty cup. And if your mind is not relaxed, if you're not really releasing that tension or stress, it comes out in your day-to-day life. And you want to make sure that you're very self-aware of yourself. You know what I've noticed, you guys? In every Get Ready With Me, I get to a really important part of what I'm saying while I'm putting blush on. I feel like when I put on blush, it's when my mind really works, and then I end up looking like bozo. So I should stop right now. That means is it okay? I can't even tell. Like, are my cheeks orange? Do I look like I got pelted by an orange? So yeah, it's really important to be self-aware of your body, you know, your mind, your heart, when you start feeling overwhelmed. kind of make a list of healthy habits that really, really make you happy, that really make you unwind and de-stress. I mean, it could be as simple as like buying a pair of shoes, you know, or fake online ordering. Do you guys ever do that? Like, it's called online window shopping. So like, let's say you go to the Sephora website and you put a crap ton of stuff in your shopping cart, and it actually releases endorphins. It helps you relax. You don't even need to click buy. I mean, if you do, I won't judge you, but it just really helps you unwind, and it takes you away from that moment when you're kind of feeling a little like you might explode. Okay, I'm gonna bring you guys in to do my eyes. You gotta do the wiggle dance. Oh, I hate not having autofocus, you guys. Oh, I totally forgot to put brow gel on my eyebrows, on my 3 eyebrow hairs. Okay, so where's my, here it is, guys. Welcome to my face. Totally forgot. I wanted to talk about something, since we're talking about like the hard, heavy subjects in this video. I do receive a lot of inquiries or emails or direct messages and stuff like that, a lot. I mean, so much so that I can't reply to them, about struggling with relationship issues. Like, Dani, I'm going through divorce. Dani, my husband left me. Dani, like, what should I do? Blah, blah, blah. And as much, you guys know how I am. I'm heart first, you know, rational thinking later. Like, I'm a very emotional person. I want to help as much as I can in whatever capacity that I can. I love to help. I love to make people smile. That's one of the rare few times where I feel the most useful, is when I'm able to help someone. And so as much as I'd love to help and to give advice, I can't. I morally cannot. You know what I mean? Like, it's way too difficult to get involved. You know, it's way too difficult to get emotionally invested in something like that, and I'd hate to give you bad advice, and each situation is different, and you know, there's his story, her story, and then the truth. It's a really hard position to put me in, and as much as I'd like to provide any sort of guidance, I really cannot. Every story is so differently written that it would just be really messy. So at the end of the day, with situations like that, like, the best advice that I could ever give is just to stay positive, you know, and to stay hopeful and strong. Because, like I said, I don't know everyone's situation, and I really could not help, even if I wanted to, because I just wouldn't feel like I was doing something right. You know, it's just, I really hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. You know, I just don't want to think that I'm snubbing you or ignoring you guys, but you really, it's like a case-by-case type situation, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like, have you guys ever had like a family member that's in a relationship where they like always break up, get back together, break up, get back together, break up, get back together? And if you ever say anything like in regards to the breakup, and then they get back together, you're kind of like just left hanging in the wind with your opinion that didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like the boat that I'm on. That's kind of how I feel about the whole situation. As much as I'd love to help, I really don't have a good frame of reference, and I would feel morally wrong to even give advice when I don't know, you know, what's actually going on. So I guess my best advice would be, if you're going through a breakup, is to, you know, remain steadfast to what you believe, and to always communicate in a healthy fashion, to remain hopeful and strong. And not everything is detrimental. Not everything is the end of the world. Not everything is black and white. There's gray everywhere. Everything is gray. It's just reaching that depth of understanding of where the miscommunication is occurring. You know what I mean? And if you broke up for good reason, there's still understanding that needs to be had. So don't ever let yourself get to a point where you feel helpless. Try to reach a level of understanding as to what do you do from here? Not why it's happening, because we can't always understand why someone made the decision that they did, but we can understand what we want for ourselves and how we're gonna get there. I'm actually using the Tartlette palette, and I use the very first color here on the brow bone, and then I'm gonna go in with Smarty Pants, that's this shade right here, and I'm going to apply that as the transition. I wanna do a really bronzy lid. Oops, I think my brush was dirty, because Smarty Pants isn't that dark. So I'm gonna switch over to the other eye so that I get even coloring. Yeah, Smarty Pants isn't that dark. By the way, if you guys are wondering about Tartlette palette, because there's two. There's Tartlette palette and then the Tartlette in Bloom. This one's like a trillion billion times better than the original. The original is all mattes, but it's a very cool tone, predominantly mauvey cool tone palette. And I felt like I really wasn't getting much use out of it. This one here is amazing. Some of the best shimmer shadows that I've ever used, ever. Now I'm gonna go in with a Milk eye pigment and just, let me see this one. Yeah, I'll use this side of the brush. This is the shade Gig. It's like a really beautiful, kind of like a pale bronze. Can you guys see how beautiful that is? I think I use way too much, but you know, we're gonna roll with it, because if it's too much, it's the perfect amount. These pigments are absolutely stunning. I mean, they are not shy on the way they look. Oh my God, in a previous video, I was like, hey, I think Milk is like a Korean makeup brand. And everyone was like, no, Dani, it's not. It's not even remotely close. So I apologize for that. I think it's an art studio or like a makeup artist studio or something like that. I mean, it's totally American. My bad. But they have really cool products. These pigments are really nice. They're super beautiful, very, very metallic, but they take a little bit of getting used to, because once they set, they kind of feel a little tight. Like they almost like tighten up your skin. But that's how you know they're like fully dry. I'm actually taking another one of these pigments and just the littlest bit on a smaller brush, and I'm gonna run that along the lower lash line. And I feel like almost I need to use a green pencil first. So I'm kind of winging it. It might backfire, but that's the whole point of a get ready with me, right? You guys want to see all the mistakes. Oh, you know what else I want to talk to you guys about? Invisalign. I commented in a video how it was like the worst, most horrifying experience of my life, and I hated it, and I'll never do it again. You couldn't pay me to do it again. Wait, that sounded like I got paid in the first place. I didn't, by the way. I actually had one of those moments where I'm at the dentist, I'm getting a cleaning, and they're like, oh, have you ever thought about doing Invisalign? And I was like, no, I had braces before. My teeth are still straight. It's just my bottom tooth down here that kind of like went back into place, and it's kind of hiding a little bit behind its sister. But I didn't have an issue with it. But of course, you guys know that being in the semi-public eye, like being an influencer, you get a lot of helpful uninvited comments about how your teeth are disgusting and they're very distracting and they can't concentrate on what you're saying because your one tooth that's out of misalignment is so distracting. Anyway, so I was like, oh, Invisalign, my insurance covers it, and I can just pop them in and out, and whenever I want, I can have braces, and when I don't and I need to be somewhere, I can just take them out. Anyway, long story short, I was very misinformed. My own fault, because I didn't ask the right questions about what it entailed, how long it took, how it felt, the attachments that they cement onto your teeth. I didn't ask any questions. I was very impulsive. It was a very impulsive choice for me. And it didn't fit into my lifestyle. I am a grazer, which means that I eat multiple times a day. I eat about 6 to 7, sometimes even 8 times a day. That literally means that I'm eating about every 2 hours, every 2 to 3 hours, I'm eating something, some kind of snack, but I'm eating something. And so with Invisalign, you can't do that, because you're taking them in, taking them out, putting them in, putting them out, putting them in, flossing, brushing, blah, blah. It's such a chore. It is so miserable. Not to mention that I actually didn't know about the attachments, which for me would have been a deal breaker. I'm going to take the color Rebel. That's this color here. I didn't know about the attachments. And if you guys are unfamiliar, attachments are these little cement beads that they, or porcelain beads, I think it's porcelain. They're these little white beads that they cement onto the surface of your teeth, and those serve as pressure points to move your teeth around. The amount of work that I needed to move my one tooth, I should have just worn brackets, like the metal braces. It would have been so much easier for me to just do that than to go through the trouble of Invisalign. So I had Invisalign Express. It's the 10-week, it's a 10-week sort of Invisalign program. So in 10 weeks, your teeth should be satisfactory. If they're not, they do another impression and then they order you more trays. So after my 10th tray, my dentist was like, you know, your tooth is still not in perfect alignment. Let's do a let's do another impression and order you additional trays. I was like, no, thank you. Nope, stay away from me. No, I'm perfectly fine with my crooked tooth. If anyone else has an issue with it, what does that have to do with me? So I was like, nope, leave me alone. I like it the way it is. I'm not moving it. I do not want to do them anymore. So it's something that you should really consider. You know, if you're a grazer, the way that you eat has a lot to do with it. The way that it feels, you know, you have to have accountability. So if you're like, oh, whoa, it hurts, you're not going to put those trays in. If you do a lot of work with people or you're talking a lot, you have to get used to your new lisp. If you want to take them out, it's not like you can just take them out and then no one knows you have Invisalign, because you have those beads cemented onto your teeth. So it's not like you can go under the radar that you are correcting your smile. You know what I mean? It's not that simple. And that's what I thought it was. I honestly thought they were just trays. I didn't know about the attachments. So it definitely did not fit my lifestyle. It's not like, oh, Invisalign sucks. No, it doesn't. It fits the lifestyle of many people. And I know a lot of people that, you know, couldn't have corrected their smile using metal brackets. But for me, if I ever considered or needed to get additional, some sort of teeth alignment thing done, I'd go with the metal brackets. I wouldn't do Invisalign anymore. I think it just, it's the whole eating thing, you know. I eat all day. Sorry, I eat all day. Like, that's just my style. I eat all day, and I just couldn't do it with Invisalign. It was just way too inconvenient. Now I'm gonna go in with the same color we used as a transition shade. That's Smarty Pants here, and a flat shader brush. And I'm gonna run that. You guys, my sweater keeps making like fart noises. I'm not farting. It's my elbow rubbing against my table. Oh God, I can't wait for all the comments. Dani was farting in her video with her crooked teeth. Can you tell? It like keeps me awake at night. So I'm going to run that along the lower lash line to kind of, I don't know what I'm doing with my life with this bright ass green color that I decided to use. I love pops of color on the lower lash line, you know, you guys know that. But I probably should have blended this out before it set, because now it's like stuck. Whatever, we're just gonna call it a new style, right guys? For effect, I'm gonna go in with my finger and the color, ooh, I don't know which one I should use. This one or this one? Let's do that one. I'm gonna go in with the color Firecracker, and I'm gonna pop that onto my eyelid. I feel like the pigment kind of got blended away a little bit, because you know my aggressive blending skills. So I'm gonna apply that over the pigment. This eyeshadow is giving me so much fallout, or rather this palette. I don't remember it being this soft. And you know what I think is happening is I've gotten used to using those LA Girl quads that are really firm. So I think I'm being like extra, like an extra animal, like extra beast mode. So I'm making a big mess. Oh, you guys. I hope I don't have to redo my foundation. Sorry, totally, I was like, Now what I'm gonna do is I need to take a green eyeshadow, and I think the one I'm gonna use is from the Juvia's Place Masquerade palette. I'm gonna take that green one right there and a small shader brush, and I'm gonna run that over the green pigment. These pigments are really nice, but they definitely take some getting used to or some skill. some application skill, and you guys know that's not my forte. I like to have fun with makeup, but I'm definitely not an expert. So I'm just taking that shade and running it over the pigment to kind of intensify it, but to also bring it down a little bit so it's not such a stark demarcation line where it ends. And I feel after that I can go in with an eyeliner and do the tight line and the waterline and mascara. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a brown, I don't know if I should take a bronze pencil or a brown one. Well, considering I don't know where the bronze one is, I think I'm going to take a brown pencil. I'm going to put that in the tight line and waterline, put on mascara, and I'll be right back. What a difference a little mascara makes, right? Okay, so change of plans, literally change of outfit. Change of plans, I went in with ColourPop Teaspoon in the waterline on my lower lash line just to make that green pop even more. The reason I wanted to do some sort of green is because of the skirt that I'm wearing. And I know you guys are curious. You guys, I find the cutest, cheapest stuff at Target. It's not even funny. I was telling my mom the other day, I was like, I spent $200 on jeans. Everything else that I buy is like from Kohl's or Target, and it's super affordable. Actually, this is from Target as well. So how cute is this skirt? Look, it's pleated and it's not short. You guys know how I feel about like the booty hanging out. It's not short at all. I'm wearing it with these shoes, DSW, obviously, on sale. Okay, it's kind of weird. I'm an Enigma. I spend a lot on shoes and sunglasses, and then everything else is like extremely affordable. This shirt, this chambray shirt, is actually from Target as well. They're both Merona, which is like a woman's brand, not junior, so it runs pretty large. And I got them 30% off with Cartwheel. If you guys don't use Target Cartwheel, you're missing out on life. Anyway, so I put this in the waterline. Now the only thing that I need to do is highlighter and lips. And for lips, what do I want to do for lips? Will you guys judge me if I use Too Faced Sugar Daddy again? Probably. Yes, Dani, we will judge you. So you need to like stop. Okay, so for highlighter, I'm going to go in with a sort of wearable daytime highlighter since it is daytime and it needs to be wearable. Let's see. Should I do this one? Actually, I haven't used this one in a while. Actually, maybe this one. Okay, we have some options. Let's see. Kevin Aquan Candlelit. Very daytime wearable. This is Laura Geller Portofino, which is one of my favorites. I think I'm going to go with that. Yeah, I'm not even going to try the Too Faced Candlelight one. What's up with candlelight? Everyone's like obsessed with candlelight for everything, right? Okay, so we'll go in with my Senna Cosmetics Baby Face Brush. That's literally what it's called. And I'm not going to lie, that's a big reason why I bought it. When she was like, oh, you want the baby face? I was like, is that the name? Because they have a face brush and then this is the baby face brush. Not because of the singer, but because it's the baby one. How cute is that? It's cute, right? Little things in life amuse me a lot more than like the average person. What can I say? I'm very easily amused. So I'm gonna put that on the highest points of my cheekbones, and I actually like to bring it down a little bit here, which I really shouldn't because eventually it makes me look like I'm greasy. But I feel like, I don't know, dewy unicorn glow is totally on trend right now, so I'm just gonna ride the wave. Obviously on the tip of my nose for overkill. Where's my blush brush? A lot of you guys ask me about this brush, like in every video. What brush is this? What brush is this? What brush is this? This is the MAC 127. It's a dual fiber brush. It has two sides. It is a permanent brush, but the color itself is limited edition. This was for the Turquatic, no, Turquatic is their perfume. Alluring Aquatics collection. So you can still get this brush. It just won't look as amazing as mine. And actually mine is shedding to pieces now, so it's literally one wash away from not working anymore, and that's gonna make me very sad. And I'm probably gonna go on eBay and try and find a really expensive one. So I'm gonna go in, is that green? Yeah, that is green. I'm gonna take a little tiny brush, the same highlighter that I used, and I'm gonna pop that into the inner corner of my eye. Nothing major, just a little tiny bit, because I mean, that green is already pretty intense. Plus, I'd rather highlight the tip of my nose more. Oh, so many hearts are breaking in America right now every time I highlight my nose. And then my mascara is like not cooperating today. It's giving me like wrinkly lashes. Do you guys ever get like wrinkly lashes? Like when they're like little spider legs? And then for lips, shoot, what should I do for lips? Let's try this color from Maybelline. If I liked Almond Rose that much, maybe I'll like this one even more. This is the shade Naked Coral. Holy moly, this could backfire. Let's see. How does it look? That works. We're gonna go in with Naked Coral. So what do you guys think? I kind of like it. I think I'm gonna change the lip color later before I leave because I feel like it's a little too pink for the bronzy goodness and peachy cheeks that I have going on. So I think I'm gonna tone it down with a little bit more brown or a little bit more of an orangey peach color. Maybe I'll just like throw in a lip liner on top to mix it up a little bit. Anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you take anything from it, remember that you can't pour from an empty cup. Take care of yourselves first. Always take care of yourselves first. If you are not happy, healthy, and in a comfortable place in your life, you're not able to take care of anyone else, okay, you guys? So never feel selfish because you love yourself, because you put yourself first, and because you take care of yourselves. There is no way to pour from an empty cup, so keep that cup full. Love yourselves, take care of yourselves, and I love you guys so much. And you know what to do. If you found this video useful, entertaining, or learned something, please give me a thumbs up or subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, this coffee break is over. Bye, guys.